bestbookbits.com brings you the book summary on See You on the Internet, Building Your Small Business with Digital Marketing by Avery Swartz. The proven, frustration-free way to make your business stand out online from one of North America's leaders on digital marketing for small businesses. Today you can launch a website, create social media feeds, and get products and services to market on some of the world's most powerful sales platforms in a matter of hours. But marketing your small business effectively takes some careful thought. In See You on the Internet, Avery Swartz, one of North America's top tech leaders, gives you a fail-safe framework to plan and execute a brilliant digital marketing strategy with confidence. And you don't need a technical background to follow it. In 5 simple steps, you will learn to build your brand, increase your customers, and generate more revenue. Avery Swartz has spent 14 years on the ground working directly with hundreds of clients as a web designer, instructor, consultant, and digital advisor. With the air of real-life stories and examples, she'll guide you through the ins and outs of website development, e-commerce, search engine optimization, social media, email marketing, and online advertising, and you'll be able to track all your results. See You on the Internet is a clear, friendly, and highly usable guide for anyone in small business or similar organization to thrive in the digital world. Now, before we start this summary, we at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 book summaries in video, written, and audio format. So follow us on the website, bestbookbits.com, watch us on YouTube, and listen to us on Podbean. On with the summary. A framework for digital marketing. To make things easier, but not at the expense of understanding core concepts, here's a simple framework you can use to get started in digital marketing. 1. Set your goal. 2. Choose your KPI. 3. Measure before. 4. Leap. 5. Measure after. And 6. Learn. Step 1. Set your goal. Start with what you want your business to achieve at a high level. It shouldn't be making more money, which is the obvious goal. Your goal should be something more specific, like making more money by selling a new product to a specific niche. The best goals are smart, specific, measurable, attainable, reasonable, and time-bound. Step 2. Choose your KPI. Once you have your goal clearly laid out, it's time to consider key performance indicators to measure your progress. Don't make the mistake of skipping this step. There are all kinds of metrics you can use, and it can be overwhelming and paralyzing. If you can, focus on just one metric that tells you whether you're getting any closer to your goal. If your goal is to increase sales, your KPI should be the number of sales you receive, which is definitely measurable. Your KPI should be offline, like the number of visitors you receive each month. KPIs are different for everyone, as we all have different goals. The key is to pick what's most important to you and your goal. Step 3. Measure before. Measure where you stand right now, using your KPI as a yardstick. How many sales have you had? What's your current percentage of new customers versus returning? The purpose isn't to inflate or deflate your current position. It's to be honest. Write it down, save it. You'll need to refer back to it later to see how far you've come. Step 4. Leap. Now it's time to take a leap. You may wonder, where's the plan? When you're getting started with digital marketing, there's a lot of unknowns. Yes, you can definitely plan, but there'll be a certain amount of throwing noodles at the wall to see what sticks. You can't let too much planning slow you down. You just have to jump in and see what works and what doesn't. So it's not a total shoot in the dark. You're making a calculated first step. Step 5. Measure after. Measure where you stand after taking a leap. Be as honest as you can by looking at the KPI you laid out. It's tempting to look at other metrics and even doubt whether you picked the right KPI in the first place. Resist the doubt and temptation. You've set the KPI already, and so only look at that. Looking at others is distraction at best and a lie at worst. Don't start looking at others because the value is higher or it makes you feel better. The only purpose of having a KPI is to measure and learn so you can improve. It's not there to make you feel good of yourself. And step 6, learn. Take the time to sit down and look at your KPIs. You probably learn a lot. Compare your standings before to your standings after. How did you do? Are you getting any closer to your goal? If you were to do it over again, how differently are you going to do it? What would you do the same again? Domain names, email, and hosting. Purchase a domain name that matches the name of your business. You can do this through a domain register or by yourself. You also need a reliable provider to host your website. Depending on what sort of website you're going to have, you can have your domain register and host at the same company or separately. It's also important to have an email address under your domain, such as your name at yourcompany.com. Email hosting is sometimes included in web hosting packages. If it doesn't, Google and Microsoft are some options to consider. Yes, you need a website. It's not enough having word of mouth and social media, which is a castle on someone else's land. You also need a website. You can make it by yourself, or you can find a professional. The more you want to do it, the more you're going to pay. The 3 best and easiest platforms you can use to build websites are: number 1, WordPress, scalable, open source, and carries many possibilities. 2, Squarespace, great for simple and pretty websites. 3, Shopify, great for e-commerce websites. The 3 options you can also consider to make sales online are: number 1, adding e-commerce functionality to your website. 2, selling through third-party marketplace like Amazon. And 3, building your whole website with Shopify or similar provider. It's critical to have a reliable and cost-effective payment gateway and use integrations to hook up your online store to other digital systems such as accounting and logistics. The 3 components of a modern website: mobile, fast, and accessible. It's not enough having a website, you need to optimize and scale it properly for the growing number of visitors. In general, the faster and more responsive your website is, the better the search engines are going to favor it. Responsive design means your website can adapt its design to the device it's being viewed on. Page speed is essential in both Google's eyes and your visitors. You can benchmark it using Google Page Speed Insights and fine-tune the details. When it comes to accessibility, follow the WCAG 2.0 guidelines. Without overcomplicating it, design your website with ease and use in mind. It's not just the right thing to do in many countries, it's the law. Lock it down: digital privacy, data security, and the law. You might not have an IT department in your small business, but it's essential to keep your customers safe on the internet. Phishing, data breaches, and malware are the 3 biggest threats to online data privacy. Here are some countermeasures you can put in place. Use a password manager. Update your systems regularly. Don't blindly trust antivirus tools. Use a VPN. Practice clean desk policy in the office. Use 2-factor authentication. Depending on the business and your country you're in, you might be subject to data laws, including the GDPR. To maintain compliance, you should regularly review your company's data privacy practices, create a privacy policy and a privacy plan, and share it with your team and your customers. Content is king. The most successful content is one that's authentic and resonates with the audiences right away. Write your content as humanly as possible, but keep in mind Google and other search engines are looking at your copy as well. Do not steal photos. Use your own. Hire a photographer if necessary. You can also buy royalty-free photos or get permission to use others. Keep your website fresh and update with the minds of your customers and stay on top of search engine optimization. There are many possibilities to produce content, but here's are the most common: blog, video series or vlogs, live video, podcast, guest appearance. SEO. There's a clear formula for SEO, and it takes time and effort. Patience is the name of the game, because you can't trick Google with some quick and dirty hacks. Search engines these days are pretty smart and take hundreds of factors into consideration when ranking websites. That said, here are the 3 areas you can focus to increase your ranking. On-page SEO, for example, using keywords. Off-page SEO, for example, using backlinks. Local SEO, for example, by using tools such as Google My Business. Developing a strong SEO presence takes years of consistent effort. Here are 2 things that can help you accelerate the process. Partnerships with businesses, non-competitors that appeal to a similar niche. Collaborations with influencers to create a word-of-mouth effect. Social media. If you're just starting out, it can be overwhelming to be on all social media channels. Discover where your target is and pick a few that are most relevant. Social media etiquette is important. Don't cross-post between platforms and send automated responses. Consider creating a social media guidelines document for your business. Use editorial calendars and scheduling tools to make your social media strategy easier. Email marketing. Like social media, email is an easy, low-cost tool you can use to market your small business. Before composing email campaigns, ask what your most desired response, MDR, is, what business goals is supporting, and what values the message brings to the reader. In addition, make sure that you have the consent of them being on your email list. Use A/B testing to determine the best time and day for campaigns, as well as which subject line works best. Connect your email reports to your website analytics so you can see the entire customer journey in one place. Online advertising. Advertising is an essential element to make sure your business stands out. When planning online ads, ask yourself, how does my ad support my business goal? What is the key message I want my ad to convey? What is the action I want people to take? What value does my ad bring to the viewers? How will I measure the effectiveness of the ad? Once you've figured that out, you need to consider advertising platforms you want your ad to be on. Your best options are Google Ads, Facebook, and Instagram ads. Start by spending a little on each to see if you get any traction. If you're seeing results, double down both money and effort. Keep tracking and measuring. You need a CRM system, although it can be as simple as an Excel spreadsheet, to keep track of your customer database and buyer journey. Take functionality and price into consideration when looking at a paid CRM system. Don't be afraid to go smaller, like Insighty, HubSpot, or Zoho, if that's all you need. Make sure you're using Google Analytics to keep track of your website traffic, and make sure you're using social media insights to relate to the 4 stages of buyer journey: awareness, engagement, conversion, and customer. Again, be aware of vanity metrics. And that's a wrap on this quick book summary. See you on the internet. If you like the summary, give it a thumbs up and a share and a like. Again, we at Best Book Bits have done over 1,000 book summaries in video, written, and audio format. Follow us on bestbookbits.com, watch us on YouTube, and listen to us on Podbean. If you want me to do a summary, comment on the YouTube video, and I'll add it to the list. Thanks again. Have an amazing day. Take care. Bye-bye now.